Breastfeeding is the gold standard for infant feeding globally. Today, I'll be talking about medical indications for supplementation. By supplementation, I mean feeding a baby something else other than baby's mother's milk. So supplementation could come in form of formula. It could also come in form of donor milk. First on my list is very low birth weight. Very low birth weight babies are babies born weighing less than 1,500 grams or less than 3 pounds 4 ounces. This could be due to some conditions like a baby from a multiple birth. So for those mothers who have 3, 4, 5 babies at one time, some of those babies might come out having very low birth weight because we're talking of many babies vying for the same space, vying for the same nutrition. We can all agree that they're not going to get the best nutrients in this situation. So some of these babies come out having very low birth weight. Some premature babies will also fall into this category. I'm using the word some premature babies because not all premature babies will require supplementation. Some babies who are born premature can actually latch on the mothers and nurse effectively and exclusively. But for those babies who are born very early, so we have very early premature babies, they might require to be supplemented for some medical reasons. Babies who have hypoglycemia that does not respond to breastfeeding, they might also require supplementation. Hypoglycemia is when we have low blood glucose. Glucose in the bloodstream is essential for optimal body functioning. So in a situation whereby the blood glucose, just like in adults or babies, are low due to maybe the mother had poor nutrition while pregnant, there might be a birth defect in the baby, we might have some mother-baby incompatibility like severe hemolytic disease of the newborn. The mother might have poorly treated diabetes mellitus. Babies who are pancreatic tumors that could cause excessive insulin in the bloodstream that's going to always push the blood glucose down. All these conditions could lead to hypoglycemia that could necessitate the baby being supplemented, because of course we want the babies to get all the nutrients that they request for optimal growth and development. Severe maternal illness. For some mothers, they really want to breastfeed, but because of an ongoing medical condition with the mother or even the general health of the mother might not make it necessary for them to be able to breastfeed optimally, and in such mothers, their babies may need to be supplemented. A baby who has an inborn error of metabolism, and so in this situation, the baby's system is not even well formed to process some of the components of the breast milk that is even given in the first instance. Galactosemia is going to be the first on my list here. You can watch my video on galactosemia for more information. So such babies may require to be supplemented with something else other than mother's breast milk, because of course we always want to look for the best outcome that's going to produce optimal growth and development in these babies. And in babies that have acute dehydration that is not responding to breastfeeding interventions, or babies who have excessive weight loss, they may require supplementation that might not be long-term. It might be just short-term supplementation, but supplementation might be necessary at a point to make sure the baby is back on track. And of course, if breastfeeding needs to be addressed in one way or the other, or something needs to be corrected with breastfeeding, and once it is done, the baby can be supported, and mother can be supported to breastfeed maximally so that the baby can reach the optimal growth and development that is expected. So dehydration that is acute also might be an indication here. Maternal medication use that is incompatible with breastfeeding is also a reason why a baby might request supplementation. One good example I can give here is for those mothers who are receiving radiotherapy. So those mothers who are being injected with radioactive substances to treat some health conditions, breastfeeding is really not going to be the best way out here, because we're trying to protect the baby in all ways. So in such a situation whereby whatever the mom is being administered, is receiving, gets to the baby and is going to cause damage to the baby's growing organs and cells, breastfeeding is really not going to be encouraged. So such babies may require to be supplemented. We also have to remember that donor breast milk is not readily available all over the world, and that is why in some situations when donor breast milk is not the next in line, formula might be the option. If there are any other indications that you know of that I've not mentioned that may require for a child or a baby to be supplemented, you can always let us know. I really appreciate your sharing, and I really appreciate your likes. Keep watching Bookie Talks Breastfeeding, and I wish you a very beautiful year. Thank you.